here, we need to use the quadratic formula. So this goes by doing negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now, what we need to do is identify the a, the b, and the c. So our a in this structure is 1, right? Our b is negative 4, and our c is negative 11. Okay, so all we're going to do is replace these in here. So we're going to say negative b is negative 4, so that's a positive 4, plus or minus the square root of b squared. Well, squaring negative 4 is a 16, a positive 16, minus 4 times a, our a is 1, times c, our c is negative 11, divided by 2 times a, which is 1. So let's simplify this as much as we can. So we have 4 plus or minus the square root, 16 minus 4 times 1 times 11. Well, this becomes a positive, and that's a positive 44. And 44 plus 16 is 60, divided by 2. Now, this is our solution, right? But we have to somehow make this look like that. Notice how this doesn't have a denominator, and this one does. So we somehow have to get rid of the 2. Okay, now what I often see is that students want to divide the 4 by 2 and then call it a day, and the denominator disappears. But no, we're actually also dividing the square root of 60. So here's what I would recommend, is we need to find something in the square root that's a factor of 60 so that when I take it out of the square root, it's also a multiple of 2. So for example, this is what I mean. 15 times 4, 4 is a perfect square, so I can take the square root of it and take it out of the square root, right? So this is what's going to look like. 4 plus or minus the square root of 15, but because I took out the 4, the square root of 4, that's a 2. So if I put it back in, it's going to be a 4, okay? Now, when I divide this by 2, now look, if I divide the 4 by 2, that's equal to 2. And if I divide this 2 by 2, that's just a 1, and I'm just left over with the 15. So now it becomes exactly like this, okay? Now here's the method. You choose the quadratic formula whenever there's a denominator here, okay? You choose completing the square when there's no denominator. Now, that's not always true, but what I've been noticing in most questions, that's usually the case, okay? So that's your answer for number 1.